I'm gonna take this off. Let's do it. Miracleman by Eclipse Comics, #1. Rebirth by Alan Moore and Gary Leach. Imagine getting that last name, huh? Imagine getting Arnold's name. Jeez. Sorry for anyone named Arnold. Alright. Book 1, Chapter 1, 1956. An age of lingering innocence, an age of golden dreams, an age for the Miracleman family. The future? What will it be like? Can even the mightiest men in the universe protect us from its onslaught? It is 1981, 25 years in our future, and Commandant Gare of the Science Gestapo is scheming with his atomic stormtroopers. Bah! The United Earth government foil our plans to enslave the world of today. Let us board our chrono cruisers and go to conquer the world of yesterday. Set the controls for 1956. Our technical superiority will crush those primitives. Why, they haven't even discovered Exxon rays yet.
GG, idiot.
Beware. Golden age of the past. A futuristic doom approaches. In 1956, young Johnny Bates is out walking. Getting late. I'd better hurry if I had to be back at the orphanage before dark. Suddenly, BAM! Boom! Holy macaroni, what on earth was that? How could it mean innocent people are in trouble? And that means I could be needed. And off to the races he goes. Off to the races little Johnny goes. Alright. It is Gerer and his army who have landed. Wow. Get a load of that. A port opens, and bow, underlings, bow to your new masters, the ones who already know how to speak English and stuff like that, or suffer the consequences. But the locals seem more amused than alarmed. Space rockets, just like in Dan Dare, must be a hoax. So, you think our chrono cruisers are a joke? Let's see if our Exxon rays amuse you as much. You to their house. Blimey, what sort of weapon is that? You see, as we destroy your homes, so shall we destroy you. Kneel, primitives, before the Science Gestapo. Holy macaroni, looks like it just got here in time. Miracleman. So they know. Upon speaking his hero's name, Johnny Bates is transformed by an atomic power into Kid Miracleman. Woof! The dog sound? Okay. Easy with those toys, Buster. You'll hurt someone, but it won't be me. Impudent brat. We'll make an example of you. What? What? No effect. No effect. Elon, how do you explain that this Miracleman is not being affected by my pulsing rays? Huh?
And it's designed so you can stack them on the wall. So if you look at the wall in the back, you'll see that there are some that are paired up. So you can have two. You can actually stack up to 9 of the power walls. So you have, I mean, even if you've got a pretty big thing going on, you can have 90 kilowatt hours. That's a lot.
Okay. Dongers. I think you'll find a little of this much more effective. Boof. But more time machines land, disgorging the warriors from the future. The kid has his hands full. Destroy him! Stormtroopers of the Atom! He is outnumbered! Uh-oh, more of them, arriving every second, maybe too many for even me to handle, without assistance. But by searching at atomic speed, maybe I can find just that. I don't know what that sound effect is for. The kid quickly locates Dickie Dauntless at the Transatlantic Messenger Service. Dickie, there's trouble. Your other self is needed. Johnny? But, oh, well, if you say so. Although I've told you never to call me at work. Shouting his hero's name, Dickie receives the atomic powers granted to him by the great astrophysicist, Guntag Borhelm. Miracleman! 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 Miracleman!
GG, idiot!
Yeah, I know. He becomes the mightiest boy in the universe, young Miracleman. Woof! This is his best writing. Okay. Alrighty. We'll just keep reading. Together, they fly off, and the kid quickly explains the situation. 5,000 of them. Where are they coming from? I don't know. Maybe they'll oblige us with some answers. Right. I think these two beauties might be persuaded to talk. Boing, 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 boing. Oops, not this one. I've accidentally broke his jaw. Oh, damn. Some actual physical violence in a comic book. That's incredible. But no sooner do the invaders hit the ground than they recover. I don't get it. They should stay out for hours. I'm not pulling my punches. Nor am I. Let's say we grab one of these characters and ask some questions. Great idea. This guy will do it for a start. Easy, pal. How is it you're able to withstand our hammering? Terrified, the trooper explains. We come from 1981, decades in your future. We have weapons that can turn whole cities to dust. In 1981, really? They hiding from us. Even now, our leaders, atomic stormtroopers, are arriving in your world's other nations. Resistance is futile. Paris. Paris has fallen to the science Gestapo. On to Washington. Saigon. Ha! Our futuristic weapons burn their homes and crops. They are defeated. In the offices of the Daily Bugle, copy boy Mickey Moran reads the awful stop press news. Really? They can use the Daily Bugle too? Really? Wow. Looks like Miracleman is needed in a hurry. Kimota! Speaking the secret key harmonic of the universe, Mickey changes. Woof! Woof! into the mighty Miracleman. Oh, the man. I'll start by visiting Cornwall, where the first landings were reported. He arrives to find young Miracleman and Kid Miracleman fighting alongside the army. How many more of you are coming? Tut, should have worn your helmets. Bonk. But with Miracleman's arrival, the futuristic invaders are driven back and finally subdued. Those are the last two. Gosh, Miracleman, you're tops. The army can put these goons under guard. We've got other nations to liberate. Young, you handle Rome. Kid, take care of Washington. You can leave Moscow to me. But once the Miraclemen have departed, right? Haha, these guards weren't expecting to be bombarded with rare magnetic gases from our secret video rings. They're all unconscious. Now let us devastate their camp in the name of the Science Gestapo. With those three out of the way, this is going to be easy. Having subdued the invaders and other trouble spots, the Marvel Man family returned to see renewed fighting. Holy macaroni! Gerer must have broken free, or more of them must have landed. The army hasn't a chance against the invaders' weapons. We'll split up. You take the left flank, the kid will take the right. With you in the center, Mickey, that's a marvelous idea. Good luck, boys. We'll give them the drubbing this time that they won't forget in a hurry. We'll knock them back years into the future. But as Gerer sees Miracleman approach, ha! I'll outsmart him yet. Blow up our chrono cruisers! Boom! Immediately, all the machines are destroyed. What's the idea behind destroying your ships? You'll never get back to 1981. Exactly, we are stranded in your time and completely indestructible. As more and more of my men arrive, they will destroy their ships too. Just then, the boys arrive from the flanks with bad news. We're up against a brick wall. As fast as we knock them down, they get up. What can we do to put these guys down? I have an idea. Now listen to me carefully. Okay, Kid, you stay here and do what you can while we go forward to the future. To their point of departure. Okay, whatever you say. We'll be back as soon as we can, kid. Good luck, I'll do what I can this end. The kid dives back into the fray. That's for you, Gerer. You may be indestructible, but you can still feel this. Right on, Gerer. Give it to him. How do you like this? It's my cross double punch. I like it, kid. You're gonna pull a muscle. What is this nice talk? Meanwhile, the other two race forward in time at atomic speed. Well, Mickey, is that the year we want? Yes, it's 1981. Look at those ugly, yes, it's 1981. Look at those ugly buildings. Right, down we go. Whee! Plus, I think I see Gerer's time machines beneath us. We've arrived before they embarked for 1956. Soon they reach Gerer's launching site. We're right on time. They're preparing to take off. Shall wilt before our onslaught, so let's go! Okay, young. We're going to destroy every one of those machines. Psh! This place is beginning to look like a junkyard. That's putting the finishing touch to the last one. They're beyond repair. We've halted the invasions from the future before it's even begun. Gare is furious. What are these strange beings? They've destroyed our chrono cruisers. I'll butcher them for this. But, take that, you despicable power mad brute. It's time for the butcher to meet his match. Get it? Meet. Tut tut, look at Gare, the would-be conqueror. Okay.
Power.
Just your, I don't know what's so great. It's like your typical like old style superhero story. Nothing special so far. Apparently people praise it, so I mean, we're not even halfway through yet, so we'll see. Power, sidekick. Power. Right here. And everyone in the background. Power to you too, right? I see you and I love you. I love you. That's right. Great to see you, sidekick. Alright. So, tut, look at Gare, the would-be conqueror. Then the forces of law and order arrive to take the renegades into custody. I'm the Commander 12th Area World Police. Thanks, friend. Thank you. No, thank you. Just take good care of Gare. We will. The Science Gestapo have threatened our society here in 1981 for too long. Now, thanks to you, it can be the utopia it was meant to be. Sounds good. I hope I live to see it. Now, if you'll excuse us, we'll be getting back to 1956. I wonder what the result will be now that we've stopped their original departure. And back in the present day... Oh? Hey! 1 minute I'm fighting dozens of men, the next minute they've all vanished. This is crazier than some of Dr. Gunzdungabunga's stunts. Finally, when the Miracleman family are together again. So Gare wasn't ever here? Because he never left 1981. Sounds unbelievable. Maybe so, kid, but that's the way it was. Or was it? Uh-oh. 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 Or was it? That's the way it was. Or was it? Behold, I teach you the Superman. He is this lightning. He is this madness. Oh my. Friedrich Wilhelm Nietzsche. Thus spake Zarathustra. Interesting. Okay. I just had to just kind of take that in for a minute. Okay. Okay, you got me. Book 1, Chapter 2, 1982 Prologue. In the sodium-lit hour before dawn, The gray trucks roll north. Some carry breakfast cereal and some carry ball bearings. Some are empty, and some are not. Yeah, but like, will the guys be alright back there, Steve? I mean, you mean you're losing your bottle, Trevor? Me old son, of course they'll be alright. It's the plutonium that's bothering you, ain't it? Listen, we lift it, we sell it, and we hawk it. No big deal, Trev. No big deal at all. Yeah, but nukes, man. I mean, I thought we'd be selling arms too. Like, the people nukes are really heavy, you know. Trevor, mate, you're talking through your posterior. I mean, Yank and Angola said he'd seen one go up at Yucca Flats. He said it was bloody fantastic. He said, Steve, mine eyes have seen the glory. Ain't that a nice way of putting it? Right. Mine eyes have seen the glory. He was a comedian, and no mistake. A nice chap. The communists shot him. Shame, really. Yeah. Christ, this guy's a psycho. Through the cold gray dawn, the trucks head north. And somewhere not far away, Michael Moran is screaming. Michael Moran is having the dream again. It isn't a good dream. Story by Alan Moore. Art by Gary Leach. Okay. Michael Moran. Through the cold gray dawn, the trucks head north and somewhere not far away. Scream. Okay. Scream. Okay. It's a dream of snow and of fireballs. A dream of death and numbing vertigo. A dream of flying. Snow. Dream of death. There is no fear at first, only the eerie keening of the wind, the swirling, silent blizzard, and the cold, sharp thrall of altitude. He is not alone. Like firebirds in red and yellow, two other figures soar beside him. He cannot see their faces. His power courses through his veins like molten silver. His muscles move with precise grace beneath his skin. He knows he is invincible. It is then that he sees the vast gray shape that floats in the churning white. It is then that the fear starts. Contemptuous of gravity, it hangs in empty space before them like a massive, bloated spider. Filthy with soot and oil, it stains the air. Like gaudy incautious moths, his companions plunge towards the horror, leaving him in their wake. Can't they see? Don't they know what happens next? The fear is there, coiled in his stomach as he watches, unable to look away. The spider is laying an egg that burns like the sun. The sky catches fire, and he is screaming and burning. He sees his friend, the one in red. Something bad is happening to him. First he flickers, a strobing Doppler image against the snow, and then he explodes. And then there is only the inferno about him as he falls. Inexplicably, a word forms on scorched lips. A dream word with alien syllables. The last thing he hears is the sound of thunder. Oh, sorry. Mike? What's wrong? I had to dream again, Liz. I'm sorry I woke you. Oh, Mike. Christ. I got a migraine, too. Ooh. Hi. I see you, just in case you didn't know, we can all see you. Oh, you might want to cover up. Shall I phone the paper and tell them you can't make the Larksmere assignment? Maybe they could send somebody else. It's too late to do that. Anyway, I make little enough out of this freelance journalism as it is. I can't afford to throw work away just because I've got a headache. It's not just the headaches, Mike. What about the dreams? I've been having them for years. Maybe if you just slowed down a little. Liz, we've been through all this before. Your job nearly keeps us both as it is. I should be the one who earns the money, not you. The dreams don't matter anyway. That's a silly attitude, Mike. It doesn't matter who earns the money as long as... Liz, please, I know you mean well, but I just as soon drop the subject. Anyway, I better get going if I want to be in Larksmere by 10. I gotta catch an early train now standing at platform 7. Trains now standing at platform 7 will be leaving for the Lake District at 6:45. Passengers for Oxholm should... I shouldn't have just slouched out like that. Liz is right. I'm not in any shape for work today. Migraine, I could just about take, but not the dream. I cannot figure out what it means. Recurring dreams must mean something. If only I could remember that damn word. Kimono? No. Moto? No. Krakatoa? No. Jesus. It's a headache. It's gone before I arrive at... Huh? What? Before I arrive at, and it just cuts to this? Larksmere, Lakeland Paradise, or H-Bomb Hell. How's that for a headline? I'm wasted as a photographer. I could have won the Pulitzer for my captions, don't you think so? Huh? Sorry, pal, I wasn't listening. Oh, yeah, right. You were thinking about your story angle. If I was you, I'd interview some of them friends of the Earth. Good copy that. Always go for human interest, I say. Pick out the loonies and interview them. Paul, I've got a headache. I'm trying to cover the opening in my own way, and I'd appreciate it if you'd... Like those guys there with the machine guns? Machine guns? I can't see any. Machine guns? Alright, if any of you security people start acting up, we'll fire on the crowd. Drop your guns and there'll be no violence. Good. Now I'd like everyone to sit down with their hands on their heads. If you feel the urge to scratch or stretch, I'd advise you to suppress it. The gentlemen of the press will escort us into the power station. If everyone behaves, they'll escort us out again too. Hey, as a representative of the alternative press, I demand to know what's going on, man. You'll find out at the press conference inside. Now move it, man, or I'll have to shoot you. Press conference? Who are these people? Inside. Gentlemen, you are privileged to be present at a historic occasion, the world's first plutonium hijack. A little less noise, please. I want you to hear all the details so that you can convey them to your editors, to your readers, and to our prospective customers. The publicity angle is very important. We will leave here in 10 minutes with a number of plutonium isotopes. Nobody will stop us. The plutonium, easily enough to make a score of hydrogen bombs, will be auctioned amongst the world's terrorist organizations. The words clatter. The migraine bites down. The room begins to spin. Oh, I know that feeling. All around him, there are voices. Some pleading, some angry. Hey, this man's sick. He needs some air. He's right, Steve. This guy looks like he's gonna die. We better get him outside. And then he's being manhandled down a corridor. He feels dizzy. There's fear in his stomach. This sick act better not be a snow job, chum, you understand? It reminds him of the dream. Snow. He's dragged through a swing door. Glass splits. Legend flickers out from the haze. Suddenly, the word is there. swimming before him, blurred through the fog of pain and nausea, but as recognizable as destiny. Wow, that's pretty cool. Like the words come out. I know, I've experienced this in dreams, where you feel like you can read what it says, but it's just out of reach. I've had that before. So this is recognizable to me. His lips move. The word is barely a whisper. Kimota. I have the power. The whisper is drowned by the thunder. The screams of the man called Steve are lost in the sudden flood of light. His face is seared and blistered. His eardrums have burst. His eyes have seen the glory. Oh, Jesus! Jesus, I'm blind! I can't see! Oh, Jesus! 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 Steve? Steve, man, are you alright? Like, we heard that bang and we... Who the hell are you? Me? I'm... Miracleman. I'm Miracleman! I remember now. Miracleman, right. Okay, Miracleman, let's keep this cool. Like, just tell us what you did to Steve, and, like, we won't hurt you. No, you won't hurt me. I'm Miracleman! I said stay back. You think I'm stupid, man? You're with the SAS, right? Well, I ain't scared of you people. You're pigs, and pigs get barbecued! Duck. Duck, duck. What the... What's going on? Takes the gun out of his hands or something? I'm Miracleman! He swings his hands together and thunder bursts from between them. Oh, Jesus. Look at him. I'm shooting him like he's smiling. This isn't happening. This guy's not human. That's right. I'm not human. Okay, so maybe he did take the guns out of his hand. Okay, and then it goes to this scene, I guess. And then there is silence. Deathly silence. I didn't know it went from this scene to this scene to this scene. I thought it went from this scene to this scene to this scene. But I guess if I would have followed this trail down to this scene, I would have known. But I'm an idiot, so continue on. And then there is silence. Deathly silence. Except for my yammering. 18 years. 18 years trapped in that old, tired body. It doesn't matter. It's over now. I'm Miracleman and I'm back! The beginning. That's the beginning. It's the beginning. It's the beginning. It's the beginning. But we're over halfway through the first issue. This is kind of interesting. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. If you're here from the beginning, to the ones who stayed from the beginning, and news is coming in of events reported to have happened this morning at the opening of a nuclear power station in the Lake District. An attempt was made by a group of armed men to steal a large quantity of plutonium from the station in which it's situated at Larksmere. Although reports are yet to be confirmed, it appears that many of the terrorists are now in hospital suffering from severe concussion. One of the raiders, a man in his early 30s, is said to have second-degree burns, as yet these injuries are inexplicable. A number of witnesses at the site claim to have seen a man-like object rising into the sky at a tremendous speed. Experts have indicated that this was probably an example of mass hysteria brought on by the tense nature of the situation. A freelance photographer at the site, Mr. Paul Duncan, submitted a picture of what does appear to be a human figure in flight, although... Mike, that you? I must have dozed off. I didn't hear you come in. How did it go at Larksmere? Oh my god! Who are you? Listen, I don't know what you want, but my husband will be back at any moment. He's... He looks like a god. The words dry up, turning to ash in her mouth. Miracleman Book 1, Chapter 3. Your husband is back. It's me, Liz. It's Mike. Listen, you've got 1 minute to get out of here before I call the police. She's dreaming. Even as she backs away, she knows she's dreaming. What are you saying? You're not my husband. No, he isn't. He can't be. And yet, just got fat in like a second. Look at me, Liz. Not my body. Look at me. Look how fat I've become in just a second. And yet the voice, the eyes. It has been 16 years since Liz Sullivan married Michael Moran. She knows him with her eyes, her ears, her body. She knows him. And yet... Mike? Mike? What's happened to you? He holds her. He holds her, and his touch is as frictionless as mercury. The restrained power in his arms makes her feel like glass. Sit down. I'll make some coffee. Thank you. I'll make some coffee. The words are so mundane, so reassuringly normal, yet he looks like a god. Over coffee? Okay. Wherever I start, this will sound unbelievable, so I may as well go straight into the deep end. When I was 14 in 1954, I was working as a copy boy for a paper called the Daily Bugle. I worked hard and made a little money, and one night, I had a vision. His voice is like a pool of gold, dazzling, mesmeric, as he describes that dreamlike evening. 27 years passed. His vision becomes hers. She sees the boy cowering before the impossible specter that had conjured itself from the night. Greetings, Mickey Moran. I am Untag Borhelm. I am an astrophysicist whose studies have taken him far beyond the dull concerns of mere mortals. The key harmonic of the universe is mine to command. A word which, when spoken, bestows godlike power upon the speaker. This is my gift to mankind. Holy macaroni! But what's that got to do with me? You have been chosen, Mickey Man, for your courage, for your honesty. Special powers are yours to be used for the good of humanity. You need only speak the word Kimota. In her vision, she hears the deafening peal of thunder, feels the wind from beyond lash the boy's trembling body. She sees him transformed. It's impossible. What am I? You are Miracleman, champion of justice and enemy of evil. Use your powers wisely, my son, for now I must bid you farewell. And then he was gone. It was like coming out of a dream, but I had proof that it had been real. I found I could fly, that I had tremendous strength. I was invulnerable to all harm. I was Miracleman. Liz, you're laughing. What's wrong? I'm sorry, Mike, but that's just such a bloody stupid story. Can't you see? An astrophysicist pops up and tells you the key harmonic of the universe, which just happens to turn you into a muscle man in a blue leotard? I'm sorry, Mike. I really am, but that's just so stupid. I suppose you're right. Actually, saying it out loud like that, it does sound, well, pretty unlikely. I never really thought about it before, but I had to believe it. Don't you see? I was Miracleman. I was a being of almost unlimited power. And I wasn't the only one. Within a year, I was joined by another young man with atomic powers like mine. His name was Dickie Dauntless. You're laughing again. Oh, Mike. Dickie Dauntless? That was his name? Come off it. I'm sorry. Sorry. Please go on. Dickie only had to say the word Miracleman.
Dongers.
And he became young Miracleman. He had powers like mine. He was my friend. We fought crime together until 1956, when we were joined by Miracle Dog. Liz, please. This may... Damn it. This does sound silly in 1982, but in the 50s, it made perfect sense. This is how I remember it. This is how it happened. In 1956, we were joined by Johnny Bates. He was a little kid of maybe 7 or 8. When he said my name, he became Kid Miracleman. They called us the Miracleman family. During the years we were together, we fought the strangest villains of all time. Villains like the Firebug and Young Nasty Man. Don't say a word. The most troublesome of the lot, the freakish dwarf genius called Dr. Garganza. Time and time again we thwarted his insane plans and jailed him, but somehow he always came back. And yet he never did anything really evil. It was almost as if we were all playing a game which neither side took entirely seriously. Then how do you expect me to? Look, I'll accept the fact that you're somehow a foot taller, you're 20 years younger. You're still my husband, Lord knows why. I just will. But all this other stuff, Miracleman family, Young Nasty Man? Wait, if there had really been a Miracleman in the 50s, wouldn't I have heard about him? I don't know. Maybe they hushed it up or something. Because of what happened in 1963. Don't tell me. A couple more Miracle Boys turned up and you formed a football team. Damn you, Liz, you're laughing at my life! The flooring is solid oak. He splinters it to match wood. Oh, he slams his hand down? Really catch that. And she believes. I'm sorry. I didn't realize when I saw you. It does matter. Oh, so it does matter. No, screwed it all up. So I saw in chat there. Small streamer community. What's up? I'm sorry, I didn't realize when I saw you. It doesn't matter. Even if all I've said so far sounds like a joke, what happened in 1963 most definitely wasn't. It was one day in October when the Miracleman family received the alert Garganza had some kind of sky fortress hovering over the North Sea. It was snowing as we set off. Snowing hard, but we were in high spirits. It was a game, just like our other adventures. No one ever got hurt. I saw the fortress hanging in the sky like some bloated spider. Straight away my flesh began to crawl. Something was horribly wrong. I hung back. I knew there was something terrible concealed in that thing. Something that could hurt us. I tried to warn the others, but it was no use. It was an A-bomb, Liz. An A-bomb. It wasn't a game anymore. That's what happened in 63, huh? The blast hit me, and it hurt. Nothing had ever hurt me before. As I fell, I started to black out. But before I did, I caught sight of Dickie. Dickie with the stupid name. There were two of him, two bodies crushed into one, and he was screaming. I couldn't hear him, but he was screaming. When I woke up, it was 2 months later. I was Mickey Moran, and I was in the hospital. I've been found in the Suffolk marshes with the terrible burns and most of my bones broken. I managed to piece my life back together again as little Mickey Moran, but I didn't remember that I had ever been Miracleman. Not until nearly 20 years later. Not until this morning. Power station. And on that story on the news about the flying man, that was you? Drink your coffee before it gets cold, and I'll tell you all about it. And as Liz Moran listens, eyes wide with fear and wonder, her coffee grows cold anyways, and she believes. While in a darkened office not too far away, picture of what appears to be a human figure in flight, but may merely be a hurtling fragment of debris caused by Miracleman. He's back! Back to spoil everything! Boom! A door slams shut. A TV babbles into an empty room. It has begun. And may the Lord have mercy upon us all. Miracleman, Book 1, Chapter 4. The brittle February sunlight falls on Liz Moran, warm, asleep, and 36 years old. Liz Moran, formerly Elizabeth Sullivan. Liz Moran, professional illustrator and devoted wife. Liz Moran, 16 years a married lady. Her life is happy, comfortable, and resolved. It has been a long time since Liz Moran was surprised by who she woke up next to. Her skin remembers a touch that crackled like bare wires. Her eyes remember his eerie, phosphorescent grace. Yeah, that just totally made my mouth dry by trying to say that word. Right. She remembers the night before, and she believes. She walks from the bedroom to the lounge, drifting, small feet silent on the thick carpet. Pausing, she touches things. A china ornament, the polished wood of the tabletop. Touching, she reestablishes contact with the world, slowly retrieving her sense of Should I do it? No, okay. I won't bug you. Reality. Hello? Yes? Yes, that's right. I'm Miss Moran. Who did you say? I'm afraid he's still asleep. Did you want to ring back or no? Oh, that's alright. I'll call him. Mike! He won't be a moment. I think I can hear him getting out of bed. He's, just coming. I'll hand it over to him. Hello? Yeah, this is Mike Moran. Yes, that's right. Listen, I'm sorry, but I didn't get your name. Who did? You're joking. Johnny? I don't believe it. I thought you were dead. How did you? You saw that item on the news? Yeah, wasn't it? How did you survive that? The phone. No, sure, I understand. Can I see you? Yeah, I know the place. You? You own it? Jesus Christ, no. Yes, of course. We'll be over in an hour or two. Bye. I think we better skip breakfast and shower, ready to go out. We've been invited to lunch by the president of Sunburst Cybernetics, Mr. Jonathan Bates, formerly Kid Miracleman. When Johnny comes marching home, when Johnny comes marching home, when Johnny comes marching home. His home resides in a big giant tower with the North Star on it. It's kind of creepy. Later. This is incredible. I mean, just that he's still alive is incredible, but owning Sunburst Cybernetics into that bargain, it's really a lot more fun than being dead. Rats, look at the sky. I thought today was going to be nice. Thunderheads, iron black in the blue distance. The air is suddenly dry and heavy. The sky holds its breath. It's coming this way, and it's a monster. His office is on the top floor. They knock. He calls them in. He stands before a picture window. London sprawled submissively behind him. He smiles. He speaks. Mike, it's good to see you. John, oh Jesus. The crackling darkness rolls towards them across the sky, like a great black bull, stupid with pain, its flanks pierced by silver darts. It's coming this way. A girl brings them Blue Mountain coffee, and they talk about all the strangeness in their lives. They speak softly. It's been 18 years. And for all that time, you had no idea who you really were? That's incredible. 18 years. To think it's been 18 years since that day when we all flew out together into the snow. October the 12th, 1963. 18 years ago. As I recall, I was in the lead, so I was the first to approach the thing. I swooped low over its decks, looking for some kind of life. Nothing. No noise, no movement, just snow drifting against gray steel. And then suddenly, I got a strange tingling sensation. I knew that something terrible was just about to happen. Every nerve in my body was screaming for me to get out of there. In panic, I veered wildly up into the sky. Higher and higher, I climbed faster and faster. I nearly didn't make it. Really. Like you, I woke up in a hospital several days later, suffering from concussion and burns. Only I hadn't lost my memory. I just lost my powers. For 7 brief years, I had been something more than human then. Sorry. I hadn't lost my memory. I just lost my powers. I was human again, and my friends were dead. Or so I thought. It was difficult to adjust at first to being an ordinary 16-year-old kid again. But I did. I had to. For 7 brief years, I had been something more than human. Then, all of a sudden, the magic went away. I discovered I was good with electronics, and eventually decided to set up a small business, working from rented accommodation. It saved my life. I did well. Phenomenally well. Within 7 years, I managed to found Sunburst Cybernetics. We've been very lucky. We've made a lot of money. Now, 9 years later, we have branches all over the globe. Ironic, isn't it? To have lost one sort of power only to find another? One which has its responsibilities? I'm afraid. Liz, Mike, will you excuse me for 5 minutes? There's some letters that need signing. Go ahead, John. We're fine. Well, what do you think, Tim? What do you think? I think he's fascinating, magnetic, sexy in a sinister sort of way. Lucky for you, I prefer ugly men. What about you? You haven't seen him since he was 16. Has he changed much? Yes. Yes, he has. He's changed a lot. He returns, he talks wonderfully. His voice is soft and yet powerful, like the tread of a stalking tiger. Uneasy, Mike Moran can hear it, prowling around the perimeter of their conversation. A tiger, circling, closing in. It's coming this way, and it's a monster. Anyway, enough about me. How about some lunch? Yeah, sure. Liz, do you think I could just speak to John alone for a moment? Liz Moran nods, smiling as the two men step out onto the balcony. She wonders what Mike needed to say that was not for her ears. Superhero talk. Storms ruin up nicely. It's a beauty, isn't it? John, I listened to your story just now. Rags to riches. Redemption through honest toil. It's a great story. I really wanted to believe it, John. But then halfway through, I got this funny idea in my head. I thought, what if he's lying? I tried to get rid of it. I tried, but I couldn't. I thought, what if he didn't lose his powers? What if he survived that blast that took me out and Dickie and was still Kid Miracleman? I tried to imagine what it would feel like to be 16 years old and the most powerful creature on the face of the planet, and to be answerable to no one. You could do anything, John. You'd never need to turn back to dull, weak human Johnny Bates ever again. Oh sure, you can take his name, his identity, but you could stay his Kid Miracleman forever. You could have it all. Money, prestige, fame. You could sever all your links with humanity. You could become remorseless, unstoppable, and totally corrupt. Is that it, John? Is that what happened? You're still Kid Miracleman, aren't you? I can tell by your voice, by the way you stand. You're not human, John. I can feel it. Tiger eyes, circling. Dark clouds getting closer. Yeah, this is really well written. I gotta say, it's really well written. I'm into it right now. This is quite a well strong story so far. Dark clouds scudding into his mind, vast and smothering, and a tiger voice, soft in the shuddering heart of the storm. Mike, you're being paranoid. You see that, don't you? Paranoid? But I suppose you're right. I don't know. So difficult to think all of a sudden. So hard to... John? John? Are you doing something to my mind? It's here, black and terrible inside his skull. Its tendrils roil behind his eyes, dragging him down into the dark with no distractions. No interruptions. Mike, I'm sorry, but if we don't leave soon, the car will have a ticket and... The clouds withdraw, uncertain, and for a moment the light of reason floods into his mind once more. He suddenly knows what he must do. Mike! Mike! You pushed him! You pushed him over the balcony! Mike? Mike, what have you... Oh! Oh my god! The cold lightning of fear skewers them, and they feel the terrible hunger in the heart of the storm. They see the smile on the face of the tiger. To be continued. Wow. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm not gonna read all that, obviously. That's pretty good. See right here. Heard so much about this. Time to finally read it. Go for it. Its reputation is because it's so good. Probably some of the absolute best stuff Moore's ever written. Which is saying something. I did, and I greatly enjoyed it. The tiny letters were annoying on my screen, but I read it all anyways. I will be getting the physical books when I can. start with the Marvel reprints, then they're more shiny, it says. First issue in and I'm already hooked. Alan Moore strikes again. When Moore is at his best, no one can touch him. Reggie says, holy shit, I'm sold. Off to buy the physical copy.